So let's actually close the CocoaPod and our third-party libraries there because we no longer need them. Now make sure you have registered with your API key, you have it ready. And our next step, I'm going to minimize this, and we're going to open an Xcode project here. So let me go file and a new project. Let's bring this view to our main screen here. And what we're going to do is create a single view application for iOS. Click next. It will ask you for a project product name. I'm going to call mine Weather Plus, and the theme is going to be my name. If you have a paid license with Apple, you can choose your theme. Organization, this is usually the reverse website of yours. If you don't have, you can just write anything you want. Make sure the language is Swift, and we can proceed. None of this you need to tick there. Click next, then it will ask you where you want to save it. I want to save mine on my desktop. You can choose your own location if you want. Just create the project, and this will go ahead and create our new Xcode project. What I'm going to do is just quickly, let's choose an iPhone XS here. I'm going to Command R here, or the run button here, just to build our project here so we can see it works properly. The build was succeeded and our simulator will start now. Because this is my first time I'm using the simulator, it will take some time to load it. And then what we're going to see is just a white screen on our simulator, because right now our application doesn't have anything there. The next thing we're going to do is actually close our simulator here. We can stop it, and I can Command Q to quit it, and also close my application there. And what we need to do in order to install our CocoaPods is, first we need to create a pod file. So the easiest way to create a pod file is through terminal. Let me open my application folder here, where my project is. You can see we have 2 files in it. And now if I open my terminal, let me put down here. So in my terminal, I need to navigate to my folder location. There are 2 ways of doing it. So for mine, I know where is it, it's on desktop. You can go and say cd, which is change directory, and we are in root location now. And I need to go to my desktop first. So I write desktop, and this is case sensitive. And if I write half of the word and hit tab, it auto completes as long as there is no other folder with the same name. If I hit enter, now we are in our desktop, and just by saying ls, it will show you what you have on your desktop. So I have 4 things on my desktop, and all of them are listed here. So now we need to move to our Weather Plus here. So if I say cd, change directory again, and I say weather and hit tab, you see the weather part auto completes because I have 2 folders here with weather. But if I put a space and say p here, and let's see why it doesn't want to autocomplete. Actually, I have a space here. Let me just remove this quickly. Yeah. And if I put a P and hit enter, tab here, it will autocomplete it. If I click enter, now we are in our folder. And again, if I say ls, hit enter, you can see we have 2 files in our folder. So this was the first way of doing it, going through our directories. Or you can just say from your main directory cd, and you say desktop, and then just / your file name. Or the easy way, if you have access to your file, you can say cd, put a space, and just drag and drop your folder here. It will automatically put all the file path here. And by just hitting enter, you can say ls, and you can see your 2 files here. All right, so now we are in our folder. And in order to create a pod file, we're going to say pod init, and this will initialize a pod file, and you can see it appeared here in our folder. Now we need to open it in order to use it. You can either double click on the file here, or in our terminal you can say open pod file, and it will open in our text editor actually. And let's put some space here. We need to write our code, what pods we want to install underneath use frameworks. So we are going to use two pods, the Alum of Fire and Swifty.json. And the best way, in order not to have typos, because when you have typo you will not be able to download the pods, is copy and paste. I'm going to provide you with these two lines here. Let me just make the text bigger. So it's pod, then you have these straight brackets. Make sure you use the straight ones, because by default Apple uses the it's not straight, it's a single bracket, but they are a bit under the angle. So you need to have the name of the pod you want to install. Then if you want to specify the version, you put comma, and then you specify which version you want to use of this library. In my case, I'm specifying the version, so you will do the same. So we are using throughout our course exactly the same version of both libraries, because if you are watching the video in the future, the version may be different and some of the code may be a little bit different. So by having this version specified here, we know that we both use the exact same version. So I hit Command S in order to save the pod file. And if you had closed your terminal, you need to navigate again to the same folder and where your pod file is. And once you are there, you say pod install. Hit enter. And this will take some time to install your CocoaPods. And depending from your internet speed, it may take longer or shorter. You can see here in green it says installing Alum of Fire, and then it specifies which version it was installed. And once it's done, you will be able to see your name here with your user again. And from now on, it says we need to use, actually you can see here as well, we have a lot of more files here. It says that we used to use this icon in order to open our project. After we install our CocoaPods, we have this white icon, Weather Plus Xcode workspace. So from now on, we need to access our project through this file here, and not the blue one there. So I'm going to close my terminal, and if I open my project with this file there, let me just drop it here. Now you can see that we have two areas, our Weather Plus with all our information of our application, and then we have the pods as well. And this is our pod file. You can see how it looks, and our pods are here. Each CocoaPod library we installed here, the third party, has its own folder and all its files downloaded for us through CocoaPods, and we don't have to add them manually to our project. So this is very easy way to keep your third-party libraries connected to your project. Also, it's quite easy to update them whenever there is a new version comes out. You can just go to your terminal, navigate to your folder location, and you can say pod update, and it will update all the available pods if there are any updates. So right now it's looking to update all the pods, and then it will download. This will also update your CocoaPod version and not only just the libraries there. So now mine has few updates there and it goes through it. I'm going to pause the video here because we are done with our lecture. And from next lecture, we are going to open our project and we are going to start using our library, and also we are going to get some data from our weather bit.io.